Hi, I'm Nikki and I love to do DIY projects at home. Today I'm going to show you how I recycled some tea candle containers. I was going to throw them out over the summer and I decided no, I'm going to be using them probably a lot in the winter. So I'm going to just fill them up with some wax and, recycle them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean it out first. Then I'm going to wipe it out to make sure the residue of the wax is gone so my tabs can stick correctly into the, not correctly, firmly into the base, and then I won't have any problems with burning issues. So I wasn't able to do the whole entire container because I'm suffering from back problems at the moment. So I'm only going to do 12, and these are the tabs I got from the store and the wax wicks. And this is the container wax, which is beautiful. I love how this wax burn. It may pull a little bit on the candles, but because I'm doing it for myself, it doesn't matter. So here I'm just putting the tabs on. That I want to make sure these are well secure, because when the candle is lit, I want it to be the maximum hour burning time. So that's why I had to reinforce it on the surface and then reinforce it again in the container. So here I'm just going to share out my wax. I'm going to use 142 grams of container wax because I want to make sure that I do not waste any wax. I can't afford to waste it and I won't afford to waste it. So I got exactly what I wanted. So I'm going to melt this on the hob because I don't have a candle melter. I realized that the temperature was too high because this wax needs to be melted at 48 degrees Celsius. So it was too high, so I had to bring it right down because as you can see, it was saying 61. So I had to wait a while to bring it down because I didn't want it to damage the container. Still was too high after, letting it cool for a while. But I let it cool for the perfect temperature. Then I was able to pour. And remember, because I'm doing tea light candles, I don't need no fragrance on all them color or anything. So I just left it all natural. And I poured in my containers. This idea came to me in the summer when I was making wax melt. And I was like, I was burning a lot. And because I was selling the wax melts in the shops, when I used to burn them in the shop, I used to take home the tea light candle, the you know what I mean, the container. And I decided to keep them because I wanted to practice how to make tea lights. And I thought I'm gonna buy some tea light wick and get the correct wax for it, and then I'm gonna try it out. I did this around 2 or 3 weeks ago, and man, how I accidentally made a autumn fragrance with oh my god, I can't even describe it, but it's got like ginger tones, it's got apple tones, it's got berry tones, it's got food tones in it, like when you're cooking autumn spices. And it just reminded me that I needed to do the tea lights, and I thought, the remaining wax that I did for the 2 candles I made, I put the remainder in the candles and I tested it out. And I actually liked it and I burn it and it really lasts long. So I decided to try it out here just to see if, it would be the same without this fragrance and without the coloring. So yes, here I have it. My little tea light experiment. And I am going to tell you, this is going to burn for around 4 to 8 hours. Yes, I am so pleased with the one I tested out because the wax burned so nicely. The wick was perfect. So I know for sure that this is going to be excellent because there's no fragrance, there's no coloring in to stop the burning. And I am just so excited to show you how I made these DIY little tea candles using recyclable tea candle containers. So don't throw them away. Recycle them. Find somewhere where you can buy the wick and make your own. It's so much fun. And after these are dried, so you can see I'm going through the stage of drying, you need to cut the wick. And the wick needs to be trimmed according to the size of your container. Mine is 38 millimeters. So I'm gonna cut mine around 3/4 of an inch to half of an inch. Ha! Because I remembered when I was testing it before, I cut it to 1/4 of an inch and it did not burn. It burned with like not enough flame to, you know, heat the wax up. So I didn't like that. So 3/4 of an inch to 1/2 of an inch will be perfect for these tea candle, the container 38 ml. I find it personally that works better for me. I get a good clean burn and the wax melts, they melt. As you can see, it's a nice height. You'll get a nice burn. So I am going to cut the others when they're cured after 2 weeks. I'm only testing this to see if, you know, it's worth doing. And yes, I got it again. So not saying it's difficult. It's easy to do. I'm not saying either. But I just got the right height of the wick and the right wax to use in the container. So I'm going to test it out now in my burner, which is exciting to me. So I'm going to leave this after I have a shower and come back down and show you the results. But this is a process so far. So I place the tea candle into the burner, and then I'm going to add my wax melt on top, and then I'm going to leave it and come back. It's now 6:29, and I'm going to come back and let you know how long it took to melt down. And as you can see, it's starting to melt as we speak. So the flame is good. So I'm impressed at the moment. So I'll see you soon. It's just 6:36, guys, and it's melted already. So I'm really looking forward to using these, you know, tea light candles and see how long they burn for. So because this is a test one and I'm gonna let it cure for 2 weeks, I don't know if it's gonna burn for the maximum of 4 hours, but we'll see. And the other one that burns for 8 hours is a taller one. So I did mention 4 to 8 hours in the video because I've got two different type of candle sizes. I've got the 38 mil, and then I think I've got is the 48 mil or the one of them ones, but it's bigger. So that burns for 8 hours. So we'll see how this one burns. And yeah, it's a 6:38 now. So we'll see.